What is law and why it matters? Explained in a very simple way. Every day, from the moment you wake up, the law quietly helps you live your life. When you walk on a clean street, when cars stop at red lights, when you go to work or to buy food, the law is working in the background, making sure life stays organized and peaceful. But many people don't really understand what law means. Some think it's only about police, courts, or punishment. Some think it's something that only lawyers or politicians deal with. In truth, law belongs to everyone. It shapes our daily lives, protects our rights, and reminds us how to live peacefully with others. Without law, people would do whatever they wanted, and that could easily turn into chaos. Life would be full of fear, anger, and unfairness. That's why it's important to understand law, not as something distant or complicated, but as something human, something that helps us live better. This video will explain what law is, why we need it, and how it helps us live together, using very simple language that anyone can understand. What law really means, in very simple words. In the easiest way to say it, law means rules that everyone must follow so that people can live together in peace and fairness. These rules are made by a government or leaders, and they apply to everyone, rich or poor, young or old, man or woman. Law tells us what we should do and what we should not do. For example, the law says we should not steal, the law says we should drive carefully, the law says we should respect other people's property, the law says we must pay taxes so the country can build schools and hospitals. But the law also protects us. It protects your life, your house, your family, and your freedom. It helps people live without fear, and it gives everyone a fair chance to enjoy their rights. So, the law is not just about punishment, it is also about protection, fairness, and order. Why rules exist in every group? Before talking about law in countries, let's start with something smaller. A family. In every family, there are rules. Parents tell children when to sleep, what chores to do, and how to behave. The reason is not to make life hard, it's to make sure everyone in the family lives together peacefully. If a child refuses to share or keeps shouting, there will be conflict. So the parents set rules to create harmony. The same happens in schools. Students follow rules like wearing uniforms, coming on time, and respecting teachers. Without these rules, there would be noise, fights, and disorder. The same idea grows bigger in communities and nations. When millions of people live together, they need clear rules, and that is what we call laws. So, law is just society's version of the family rules, but on a larger scale. From family rules to national laws. When families, villages, and towns come together to form a country, they agree to follow certain rules that protect everyone. These rules are written down and approved by leaders. They become laws, and everyone is expected to follow them. The most important law in any country is called the Constitution. It's like the big rulebook that says how the government should work, what rights every citizen has, and how power should be used fairly. From the Constitution come other smaller laws, traffic laws, family laws, business laws, environmental laws, and so on. Every law has one main goal: to keep peace and fairness among people. What happens when there are no rules? Let's imagine a town with no rules at all. People can drive any way they want. Some drive on the right, others on the left. There are no traffic lights. Soon, cars crash, people fight, and everyone gets angry. Shops have no rules either. Some sellers cheat their customers, others refuse to give change. Without rules, trust disappears, and people stop trading. Now imagine the police don't exist, and anyone can take what they want. The strong will take from the weak, people will build walls, carry weapons, and live in fear. That is what life without law would look like, full of fear and confusion. That's why law is not a burden, it's a blessing. It's what keeps peace alive in the middle of human differences. What are the main jobs of law? Law is like a quiet guardian. It doesn't shout, but it stands behind every peaceful act in society. It has many jobs, but the most important ones are 1. To keep peace and order. A law stops people from hurting each other and gives police and courts the power to stop crime. 2. To protect rights. Law protects your life, your home, your freedom, and your dignity. 3. To guide behavior. Law helps people know what is right and wrong in society. 4. To ensure fairness. Law makes sure everyone is treated equally, no matter who they are. 5. To solve conflicts. Law gives people a peaceful way to settle disagreements instead of fighting. 6. To punish wrongdoers. When someone breaks the law, they face punishment so that others learn from it. Imagine life as a big game. The law is the rulebook that keeps the game fair for everyone. The people who work with law: police, judges, lawyers, and citizens. Law works through people. It's not just written in books, it lives through the actions of those who enforce it and those who follow it. Here are the main groups that make the law work. Police: they make sure people obey the law. They protect us, stop crime, and help in emergencies. Judges: they listen to both sides when people disagree and make fair decisions using the law. Lawyers: they understand the law deeply and help others defend their rights or solve problems. Lawmakers, Parliament/Congress: they create and improve laws. Citizens: that means us. We all share the duty to follow the law, report crime, and live honestly. Law is not only for leaders. It is for everyone, and it works best when everyone plays their part. Let us look at some examples of law in our daily life. Many people think law only happens in courtrooms or on TV. But in truth, law is part of our everyday life, often in ways we don't even notice. Let's look at a few simple examples. Traffic laws keep us safe on the road. When drivers stop at a red light, they're obeying the law. It prevents accidents and saves lives. Property laws protect your home. No one can just come and take your land or house because the law recognizes it as yours. Workplace laws protect employees. They ensure fair pay, safe working conditions, and prevent employers from exploiting workers. Family laws protect children and families. They guide marriage, divorce, child support, and inheritance, helping people solve personal matters fairly. Environmental laws protect nature. They stop pollution, protect forests and rivers, then make sure companies use resources responsibly. Health laws keep our food, medicine, and hospitals safe. Without these laws, people could sell fake medicine or unsafe food. So, even when we don't see it, law quietly works to keep our lives safe, fair, and balanced. How laws are made and changed. Laws are not random. They are created carefully to solve real problems in society. Here's how it usually happens, in simple terms. 1. A problem appears. For example, too many road accidents happen because people use phones while driving. 2. Leaders notice the problem. They discuss it in parliament or government meetings. 3. A new law is suggested. Someone proposes a rule to stop the problem, like banning phone use while driving. 4. People discuss and vote. Lawmakers debate: is this fair? Is it useful? If most agree, it becomes a law. 5. The law is announced. Once signed by the president or head of state, it becomes official. 6. The law is enforced. Police and courts now use it to guide behavior and punish those who break it. But laws are not fixed forever. Society changes, and people's needs change too. When a law becomes outdated or unfair, it can be changed or removed. For example, long ago, many countries had laws that treated women unequally. Today, those laws have been changed. Technology also forces new laws, like laws about the internet, privacy, or cyberbullying. This shows that law is alive, it grows and changes with people. What happens when laws are unfair? Sometimes, even good societies make bad laws. History shows us that unfair laws can exist, laws that hurt instead of help. For example, in the past, some laws allowed slavery, which is deeply wrong. Some laws treated certain groups as less important. Some laws stopped people from voting or speaking freely. Those were unjust laws, then brave people fought peacefully to change them. A good law should always aim for justice, kindness, and fairness. If a law causes harm or inequality, people can speak up, protest peacefully, or ask leaders to change it. So even though we must obey the law, we also have the right and duty to help make it better. Why everyone should care about law? Some people say, law is not my business. It's for the government. But that's not true. The law affects everyone, every single day. Here's why we should all care: it protects you. Law keeps you safe from harm and unfair treatment, it gives you rights. Law allows you to work, own things, travel, and speak freely, it guides your actions. Law helps you know what is right and wrong in society. It creates fairness. Law treats all people equally before the court. It builds trust. When people follow the law, others feel safe to live, trade, and cooperate. Law is not just something we obey out of fear, it's something we respect because it protects us all. Law, freedom, and respect. Some people think laws take away freedom, but the truth is the opposite: law protects freedom. Without law, only the strongest or richest people would be free, while others would suffer. Law gives everyone, strong or weak, the same protection and the same rights. Think of it this way: the red light stops you from driving, but it also stops others, giving everyone a fair chance to cross safely. A law that says don't steal protects your property and everyone else's too. So, real freedom is not doing whatever you want, it's living in a system where everyone's rights are respected. Law also teaches respect. When we follow the law, we show we care about others' safety, peace, and dignity. Respecting law means respecting life. What is the future of law? As the world changes, so do the challenges that law must face. New technologies, new ways of living, and new kinds of problems require new laws. For example, internet and social media have created issues like online bullying, fake news, and privacy concerns. Climate change demands laws that protect the planet and future generations. Artificial intelligence and robots will soon raise new legal questions about responsibility and safety. In the future, laws will continue to adapt, but their purpose will remain the same: to protect people, promote fairness, and help us live together peacefully. We live together peacefully because of law. Law is not something far away or complicated. It's a simple idea, a set of rules that help people live together in peace. From family rules to national laws, the goal is always the same: to make life safe, fair, and just. When we obey the law, we are not just avoiding punishment, we are helping to build a better, more respectful world. When we respect others' rights, we keep the spirit of the law alive. In the end, the law is not about fear, it's about harmony. It reminds us that every action has meaning, and that peace is possible when everyone plays their part. So next time you stop at a red light, pay for what you buy, or tell the truth, remember, the law is working through you. You are helping to keep the world fair, kind, and peaceful. Real-life stories that show law in action. Sometimes, stories make the meaning of law easier to understand. Let's imagine a few. Story 1: The traffic lesson. James lives in a busy city. One day, he is in a hurry and runs a red light. Another car hits him. Luckily, the police investigate and use the traffic laws to decide what happened. Because the rules exist, justice is served, and both drivers learn to follow the law in the future. Without these laws, accidents like this could turn into fights or even dangerous chaos. Story 2: The family dispute. Mary and her brother inherited their parents' house. They argued over who gets which room. Instead of fighting, they went to court. The family law guided the judge, and the property was divided fairly. Here, law helps the family stay peaceful and prevented long-lasting resentment. Story 3: Protecting the environment. In a small town, the company wanted to dump waste into the river. The people protested, and the environmental law prevented pollution. This shows how law protects everyone, not just one person. It ensures that our actions do not harm others or nature. What are the common misunderstandings about law? Many adults misunderstand law. Let's clear up a few myths. 1. Law is only for criminals. Wrong. Law is for everyone, to protect, guide, and organize society. 2. Obeying the law means you have no freedom. Wrong. True freedom exists because of law. Without law, only the strongest or richest would have freedom. 3. Law is too complicated to understand. Not always. Many laws are simple rules about safety, fairness, and respect. You don't need to be a lawyer to understand the basics. 4. Breaking the law is harmless if no one catches you. Wrong. Even if you avoid punishment, breaking law harms others and society. Laws exist to prevent harm and keep everyone safe. How law shapes morality and community. Law and morality, what we think is right or wrong, often overlap. For example, most people believe stealing is wrong. Law reinforces this belief by making stealing illegal and punishable. But sometimes, law also teaches morality where human behavior may be unclear. Traffic laws teach patience and respect for others. Anti-littering laws teach care for the environment. Workplace safety laws teach responsibility toward coworkers. Law builds trust in communities. When people follow rules, neighbors feel safe. Children learn right from wrong. Business people can trade without fear. Law helps society function smoothly, even when people have different values. Practical tips for respecting and understanding law. Even simple steps help you respect law and protect yourself. 1. Learn the basics. Know your rights and responsibilities. Even a little knowledge can prevent trouble. 2. Follow rules in daily life. Stop at red lights, pay taxes, respect property, and keep agreements. 3. Teach others. Families, schools, and communities benefit when people explain rules to others. 4. Ask questions. If you don't understand a law, seek guidance from police, lawyers, or community leaders. 5. Speak up against unfair laws. Respectful protest, petitions, and dialogue are ways to improve law in your society. Law as a guiding friend. Think of law like a guiding friend who quietly watches over you. It protects you when you are vulnerable. It helps resolve conflicts before they grow dangerous. It reminds you to be fair, responsible, and respectful. Just as a good parent teaches a child how to behave, law teaches society how to live together peacefully. When we respect law, we show care for ourselves and others.